Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Path of Exile 2 video. In today's video, we are going to go over my new build order. I've upgraded the build, I've changed some things around. You guys are going to love it. And yes, I'm talking to you from my brand new microphone. Let's get into it. Okay guys, as always, first things first, we got to get to the character. Level 94 Pathfinder, 62 Strength, 167 Dexterity, 90 Intelligence, 1401 Life, 2635 Energy Shield, 615 Mana, 161 Spirit, 18% Armor for that damage reduction, 79% Evasion, all max resistances with a couple extra, 79% chance to evade, 95% chance to deflect, 40% damage prevented by deflection, and 43% movement speed. Okay guys, let's get to the passive tree. We have our same Ascendiary skills. Overwhelming Toxicity is a must-have for any poison build to double the amount of targets that can be affected by poison at the same time, and this helps us multiply our damage. We branch down, we get Honed Instincts as always. We get Master Fletching for increased bonuses from our quiver. We get Escape Velocity for evasion and movement speed. Lasting Toxins for poison duration. And Stacking Toxins for targets can be affected by +1 poisons. Here's the first change since my last video, guys. Heart of the Well Diamond has been replaced by this Heart of the Well Diamond. The main difference is this one has 2% mana on kill. Previously, I had my mana on kill on my Time Lost Diamond. We've changed our Time Lost Diamond as well because we were getting 7% mana on kill, which was great, but was just overkill. So 2% mana on kill is kind of more reasonable, and then we free up a mod on our Time Lost Diamond to do more damage. So that was the thought process there. So we got a nice new Heart of the Well Diamond there. We branch down. We get Staunching Deflection. We had this last build as well. This is what pushes our deflection and damage prevention way up. We also now have Maiming Strike. This has been added into the build for 25% increased attack damage, and attacks have 25% chance to maim on hit. Attack damage does scale poison damage. We branch up, we get Crippling Toxins for more magnitude of poison. We get Subterfuge Mask for better defenses. Branch down and get Wrapped Quiver for more quiver bonuses. We branch to the right here, guys. I have the same nodes as I did last time, but the diamond has been replaced. So previously I had Notable Skills give 1% mana on kill, magnitude of damaging ailments, and ailments deal damage faster. And now we have critical hit chance, critical damage bonus, and magnitude of damaging ailments. So the reason for the change was I realized that my critical hit chance was a little bit too low. It was hovering just around 30%. I wanted to push it up a bit. I feel like between 30 and like 35 makes a really big difference. So with this increased critical hit chance, I have now pushed my critical hit chance on my Poison Burst Arrow to 34%. That helps us get that bonus from the increased magnitude of damaging ailments you inflict with critical hits. So we have fixed the problem with the last iteration of the build where the critical hit chance was a little bit too low. So that is the new jewel there. So we get Material Solidification for gain 8% damage as extra physical damage. We get our Escalating Toxins here for poison duration, immune to poison, and building toxins for targets can be affected by more poisons. We have our critical nodes here, which helps push us up to 34%. And we have enhanced reflexes for gain deflection rating and evasion rating. We also have Bestial Skin for 100% increased evasion from equipped body armor. We branch up. We get Leeching Toxins for more magnitude of poison. We get Kite Runner for movement speed and projectile damage. Get Killer Instinct for more attack damage. We have our Megalomaniac with Feathered Fletching and Deterioration still. We branch up. We get Spectral Ward. We branch down. Actually, I missed something. So there was a change. I just realized and I glossed over it. But this right here, First Principle of Hollow, this is a new path. This path was not in the tree last season, and I actually didn't even notice it at first. But then when I was looking around to try and improve the build, I noticed it. And it's an increased evasion and energy shield node, which is very good for our build. So we've incorporated that into the build now for better defenses, which is why we had to take Immaterial off. But now we are branching back towards Immaterial. So my next two levels will probably be Immaterial and Shimmering. But then we branch down, we get Crashing Wave, Flow Like Water, Mindful Awareness, and we end off at step like mist. So that is the current iteration of the passive tree, guys. Pretty happy with that. Feather fletching over here, deterioration over here, and I've also changed my amulet allocation, guys. Lasting trauma for magnitude of ailments you inflict and increased duration. And that is the current passive tree, guys. Okay, guys, the skills have changed slightly as well. I actually might need your help with one problem, if there is even a solution for it, but I'll let you guys know in just a second. But first, we get Poison Burst Arrow, Deadly Poison 2, Bursting Plague, Bleed 3, because this is a Poison Bleed build, Projectile Acceleration 3, and Escalating Poison. So Escalating Poison has replaced Poison 3. The reason we've replaced Poison 3 with Escalating Poison is, as somebody pointed out, it's not actually adding to the chance to poison, only giving us a meager 20% magnitude bonus, as where Escalating Poison gives us targets can be affected by +1 poisons, and because we have our Incendiary where the amount of poisons can be doubled, this essentially brings our amount of poisons from 8 to 10. So normally we could poison an enemy 8 times, but with this escalating poison, you can poison it 10 times. And so if you look at the poison burst main hand estimated poison damage per second, that is the damage that is being multiplied by 10, this damage here. And so it actually is quite a damage boost. We put that in there. And the reason we are able to do that is because we picked up a new bow, which I will show you guys after. Vine Arrow, we have Rapid Attacks 2, Overabundance 2, Bleed 3, Prolonged Duration 2, and Deadly Poison 2. Toxic Growth, we have Rapid Attacks 2, Deadly Poison 2, Long Fuse 2, Concentrated Area, and Projectile Acceleration 3. We have Despair, Rapid Casting 2, Prolonged Duration 2, Heightened Curse, and Ritualistic Curse. Wind Dancer, Blind 2, Bleed 3, Poison 3, Magnified Area 2, and Stun 2. Mirage Archer is now our weapon swap buff, which I will talk to you guys about just after I explain the rest of these skills. So as you can see, it is grayed out because it is only used during the weapon swap. But we have Toxic Growth, Deadly Poison 2, Long Fuse 2, Concentrated Area, and Cooldown Recovery 2. And I believe I had something else in this slot before, and I've changed it to put Cooldown Recovery 2 in. And the reason I've done that is because if you look at the Mirage duration and then you look at the cooldown with cooldown 2, it's basically the same. So in theory, as soon as one Mirage Archer ends, you can start another one. In theory. So Herald of Blood, we have Poison 3, Deadly Poison 2, Bleed 3, Bursting Plague, and Admixture. Herald of Plague, we have Chaos Mastery. In Ghost Dance, we have Clarity 2, Cannibalism 1, Herbalism 1, and Cooldown Recovery 2. These are not needed for the build, they're just quality of life stuff. And that is it for the skills. So guys, as I told you in the last video, I was trying to put Mirage Archer as my weapon sub, which I've successfully done, but there's only one problem. So I'll show you guys right now. There's me shooting. There's my weapon swap into jump. So what I do is I bind one of my mouse buttons to hit X and then spacebar. So technically that should be weapon swap into jump, which should trigger my Mirage Archer 100% of the time. The only problem is it doesn't trigger it 100% of the time. It triggers it most of the time. I find when I'm in a battle, sometimes it won't trigger. When I'm in boss fights, sometimes it won't trigger. So it does work. It just doesn't work 100% of the time when I'm mapping. It works more in like these open areas. I find if like I'm near a wall, sometimes it won't work. So if there is an easier way to like do the weapon swap other than just binding X and spacebar, please let me know. So I'd rather it work 100% of the time instead of just sometimes. But even at just sometimes, it's definitely worth it. Okay guys, so we're going to take a look at the gear now, because there has been some changes. Nothing too major, but the bow has changed, which has changed the build a lot, because It's a physical damage bow with lightning damage, but it has a very high critical hit chance, 4.96, plus 2 level 2 all attack skills, and 195% surpassing chance to fire an additional arrow. And so you really do want surpassing chance to fire an additional arrow on your bow for this build, because you shoot more arrows, which helps stack your poisons faster. And with us, we have the ability to stack our poisons 10 times. So having the ability to stack them quickly and effectively is very important, and surpassing chance to fire an additional arrow helps us do exactly that. We have our same helmet, which is actually my next thing to upgrade. Energy shield, triple resists. We have our same amulet, projectile skills, spirit, intelligence, elemental resistances, evasion, and armor bonuses. A very good amulet, and it allocates lasting trauma. We have our same quiver, dual crit damage, attack speed, damage with bows, and projectile speed with physical damage. Same ring, which is triple attack mod, resistances, and attack speed. Same boots, evasion, energy shield, double resist with deflection. Hire's armor, same. Same belt, armor, triple resists with explicit resistant modifier. Same second ring. Just a nice all-around ring there, lots of resistances. So this is the next change that I've made. I got a new plague finger again, but with this time I got one that was socketed with this that destroys all augment sockets on the item to create a jewel socket. Cadigan's Epiphany. This allows you to put any kind of regular jewel into your gloves rather than using runes. So previously I had 20% increased magnitude and 8% attack speed, and now I have 7% chance to blind enemies on hits with attacks, 15% magnitude of damaging ailments with critical hits. Ailments deal damage 7% faster, and 15% magnitude of poison, which, as you guys know, is a better buff than just 20% magnitude and 8% attack speed. And I could potentially even get a better jewel than this. So this thing is very worth it. The only problem is you have to insert it before you corrupt. So it can be pricey to try and get one of these, which is why you don't see too many of them on the market. But mine's got increased magnitude of poison and 5% attack speed, with all damage from hits contributes to poison magnitude, which is a must-have for any poison build. And then we just have our regular life flask, our regular mana flask. We still use our dowsing charm, ignite, immunity to bleeding, and we still have our same golden passage charm with spirit of the serpent for now until I can afford a better one. But that is the current iteration of the gear, guys. So I'll just show you guys a couple clips of the build in action now. I won't make you watch the whole map because the video is already pretty long, but just to give you guys an idea of how it performs, and I'm very happy with how it performs. It's very defensively sound and offensively very strong as well. To me, it's a very well-balanced build. And that is it, guys. That is where the build is at. That is the third iteration of the build this way. I would say it's easily the best build I've ever had. And that is it for the new vid, guys. Thanks for watching. Put a thumbs up out, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.